Hello class 11, this is the third part of the chapter citizenship. Today we will learn about the acquisition of citizenship or the methods of acquiring citizenship in India and also the reasons for the loss of citizenship. Now let us find out the methods of acquiring or how citizenship is determined in India. Before we go into the process or in the methods that is followed in India, we need to know certain things, that is the residents of India are broadly divided into two groups, that is citizens and aliens. Who are the citizens? The people who enjoy all the social and political rights are termed as citizens, whereas residents of India who do not enjoy all the social and especially the political rights are termed as aliens. Second, we follow single citizenship, that is we do not have the method or we do not follow the method of dual citizenship, though we have a federal form of government. And the third thing that we need to know, that full citizenship is acquired in India at the age of 18 years, and this has been made by the 44th Amendment Act of 1989. That is, the 44th Amendment Act of the Constitution in the year 1989 provided that full citizenship would be given at the age of 18 years, including the right to vote. Now, when India became independent, India faced the problem of partition. There was a migration of people from one state to another, and so the determining or recognizing citizenship became difficult. So it was decided that the different categories of people who live in India would become citizens on 26 January 1950. That is the date of the commencement of the Constitution. So 26 January 1950 is very important in finding out or in the recognition of citizenship in India, because the Constitution provides that provides the different groups or categories of people who would be recognized as citizens of India. Articles 5 to 8 of the Constitution deals with the different groups of people who had been recognized as citizens of India at the time of the commencement of the Constitution. That is 26 January 1950, who are the people, who are those groups of people who have been given citizenship or has been recognized as citizens in India. First, the people born in India and residing or domicile in India, they have been recognized as Indian citizens irrespective of the parents' nationality. That is, the parents can belong to any nation, but the person was born and living in India. He is a citizen of India. The second provision is that the person is domiciled in India and the person is living in India and either of his parents was born in India, and then he was given or he has been recognized as the citizen of India. The third is that the person or his father or mother was not born in India but has been living in India for a period of not less than 5 years from preceding the Constitution, preceding the commencement of the Constitution, then the person has been recognized as the citizen. That is, the person was not born in India or his parents, either of the parents was not born in India, but he has been living in India for not less than 5 years preceding, before the commencement of the Constitution. Then he has been recognized as a citizen of India, and by this provision the people, the Portuguese and the other settlements, people of Portuguese and other settlements had been incorporated or integrated into India. And next is the provision about the people who had migrated from Pakistan. They had been recognized as citizens of India provided that either of the parents was born in India or the person has been residing in India. He had migrated from Pakistan before 1948 and has since then has been residing in India, or the person has migrated on or after 1948 but has been registered as a citizen of India and he has been living in India. Then the person has been recognized as a citizen of India. And the next is people who had migrated to Pakistan, but again they had come back to India for resettlement. In that case, he has to be registered by as a citizen of India by the or under a competent authority. Then he is recognized as a citizen. The last is recognition of citizenship has been given to people of Indian origin who has been residing outside India. Provided that he or his parents or grandparents was born in India and he has been registered as a citizen of India and the diplomatic office of the state or of the country in which he was residing. So these are the different categories of people who had been recognized as citizens of India from the time when the constitution came into effect. The Constitution of India recognizes the different categories of people who had been recognized as citizens of India, and accordingly the Citizenship Act of 1955 was passed by the Parliament. According to this act, the different modes of acquisition of citizenship are first by birth. Here, a person who was born in India after 26 January 1950 shall be considered as a citizen of India. Later, by the 1985 Amendment Act, it was provided that a person born in India after 26 January 1950 and either of his parents are a citizen of India, then the person will also be recognized as a citizen of India. The second is by descent. Here, a person who is born outside India or who was born outside India on or after 26 January 1950, but her parents are Indian citizens, then the person shall also be considered as Indian citizen. That is by descent. Next come by registration, that is who a person who is living in India or residing in India can acquire citizenship by applying for registration. There is a condition for it, that is he has to live for a period of 6 months before applying for registration. Next come by naturalization. Here a foreigner can acquire Indian citizenship by applying for naturalization. And lastly we have citizenship by incorporation of territories, where when territories had been incorporated to that of India, to the state of India, then the people living in those territories had been given citizenship, and by this provision the people of Pondicherry, Chandranagar and Sikkim were recognized as Indian citizens. While granting citizenship to a foreigner, the Citizenship Act of 1955 lays down certain provisions. Now, what are these provisions? That is, the person must be submitting his documents properly. He must have renounced the citizenship of his state before applying for citizenship here, and he is living for he has lived continuously in India for a period of 12 months or more before applying for registration, or he has got any job under the government of India, or he or she wants to permanently settle in India. These provisions of these conditions are seen or are must be met out before accepting or before applying for citizenship in India. So we will come to know the methods of acquiring citizenship, that can be by birth, by descent, by registration, by naturalization, and also by the incorporation of territories. And the Act of 1955 also tells us about certain conditions necessary for foreigners to fulfill before applying for citizenship in India. Now, what are the methods of loss of citizenship according to the Constitution? The first is that if a person is voluntarily surrendering his citizenship, then obviously it will lead to the loss of citizenship in India. And if a person can lose his Indian citizenship if he has acquired citizenship by forgery, that is, he has given fake documents and he has not given proper evidences, has not been found, then his citizenship will be terminated. Or the person has no allegiance to the Constitution of India, has no respect for it, then also his citizenship can be cancelled. or a person is absent from India for a period of more than 7 years without any kind of information to the government or to anyone else, in that case citizenship gets terminated. Or a person has been imprisoned in a foreign country for more than 2 years or more, for more than 2 years, then in that case also the citizenship is cancelled. And lastly, if a person is engaged in any kind of activities with the enemy states of India, then obviously his citizenship would be cancelled. So we see that these are the provisions for the acquiring and loss of citizenship, and we have covered how citizenship is determined in other states of the world also, and the methods of loss of citizenship. And so we have come to the conclusion of the chapter. You read the chapter and then write down the notes that have been provided along with the video.